Hi guys, I could have sworn I filmed this video already, but I guess I didn't. I I went to a yard sale and got $10 worth of books. Now because it was a yard sale, I have paperbacks and they were each 50 cents. And then I have hardbacks and they were $1. So I'm going to go through the books I got, and I have a shelf here for them already. So, yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to go through. I got a lot of, I can't remember his name, Dean Koontz books. And yeah, so let's get started. So this first book that's on top of my pile is Cruel and Unusual by Patricia Cornwell. And I believe these are mostly adult books or all adult books. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah. This is about there's not really a synopsis in this, so I don't really know what it's about. It says it's the review on the back says a first-rate thriller as taut and terrifying as The Silence of the Lambs, Cornwell's boldest, darkest work yet. So that's interesting. And then I have The Homing by John Saul. And this says, after years of living in Los Angeles, pretty young widow Karen Spellman and her 2 daughters are leaving urban chaos behind to return to the lush, verdant countryside of Karen's sweet childhood, where she plans to marry her high school sweetheart, but their newfound bliss will soon turn to terror. So there's that one. And then I got this one, which I'm guessing is from Nazi Germany, or based in Nazi Germany. It's Ken Follett by Jackdaws. And it says, returning to the World War II setting of his best-selling thrillers Eye of the Needle and The Key to Rebecca, Follett once again strikes Nazi pay dirt. Oh, I guess it's called Jackdaws, and it's by Ken Follett. Then this one is by Dean Koontz, and it's The Bad Place. And let's see. This says, Frank Pollard is afraid to fall asleep. Every morning he wakes, he discovers something strange, like blood on his hands. A bizarre mystery that tortures his soul. 2 investigators have been hired to follow the haunted man, but only one person, a young man with Down syndrome, can imagine where their journeys might end, that terrible place from which no one ever returns. As you can see, I got a lot of mystery books. Then I got Mr. Murder by Dean Koontz. And this says, Martin Stillwater has a vivid imagination. It charms his loving wife, delights his 2 little daughters, and gives him all the inspiration he needs to write his highly successful mystery novels. But maybe Martin's imagination is a bit too vivid. One rainy afternoon, a terrifying incident makes him question his grip on reality. A stranger breaks into his house, accusing Martin of stealing his wife, his children, and his life. Claiming to be the real Martin Stillwater, the intruder threatens to take what is rightfully his. The police lefties think he's a figment of Martin's imagination, but Martin and his family have no choice but to believe the stranger's threat and run for their lives. But wherever they go, they hide. Wherever they hide, he finds them. So there's that one, which sounds cool. And then I have Incriminating Evidence by Sheldon Segal. And this one says, Mike Daly and his friends are back, and this is a sequel. Okay, so I'll just have to get the first one. Mike Daly and his friends are back in this intriguing sequel to Siegel's highly praised debut, Special Circumstances. The San Francisco setting and the courtroom scenes ring true. Readers will be anxiously awaiting this new Mike Daly novel. So I'll just have to find the first one at the library or something. And then I have The Key to Midnight by Dean Koontz. And this says, Jonah Rand left America almost 10 years ago to become a singer in a Japanese nightclub. Still, she could never escape the strange dream that haunted her night after night, a single disturbing image of a man with steel fingers reaching for a hypodermic syringe. When she awoke, she felt violated, used, and terrified. Alex Hunter desperately wanted to help this beautiful, fascinating woman. He knew he had seen Joanna before in news photographs of a senator's daughter who disappeared 10 years ago. Slowly, tenderly, he helped awaken her to a terrifying fact that she was not who she thought she was, that her mind, her memories, had been created for her. And there was only one way to unlock the dark secret to her soul. So there's that one. And then this one's also by Dean Koontz. It's Icebound. And this says, jammed with the tensions of imminent disaster, the whole thing unfolds with the timing of a court watch. And then I have Velocity, also by Dean Koontz. And there's this page here, because there's no, oh, wait, yeah, there's this. It says, if you don't take this note to the police, I will kill a lovely blonde schoolteacher. If you do, I will instead kill an elderly man active in charity work. You have 6 hours to decide. The choice is yours. The typewritten note under his windshield seems like just a sick joke. But in less than 24 hours, Billy Wilds, an ordinary hardworking guy, is about to see his life take on the speed of a nightmare because a young blonde schoolteacher is murdered, and now Billy has another note and another deadline. This time, he knows it's no joke. He's racing a killer, faster than evil itself, and Billy must accept the terrifying challenge. The choice is yours. Okay, just fall. And then I have a couple more softcover books. I have Stephen White, Missing Persons, and it's specially designed for comfortable reading. And this says, the stakes have never been higher for Alan Gregory than when he finds his own colleague dead, while one of her patients, a young girl, goes missing from Boulder on Christmas Day. Psychologist Alan Gregory's friend and fellow therapist Hannah Grant has died suddenly and mysteriously. The police are baffled, leaving another unsolved homicide in Boulder, Colorado. Only Alan can decipher Hannah's clues, a quest that will take him to Las Vegas and lead him to question the integrity of those closest to him. But while Alan tracks a missing patient of Hannah's, the answers to both cases may be locked inside the mind of a client he has been treating for schizoid personality disorder. Running in a maze of dilemmas, Alan takes a bold risk that may cost him his career or his life. Then I have Dan Brown's Angels and Demons, which is the prequel to the Da Vinci Code. And this is thick. So yeah, there's that one. And then I have another Dean Koontz book, and this is From the Corner of His Eye. And this says, this is a story of a boy who loses his sight, and then mysteriously regains it. It is a story of a courageous band of seekers and a relentless killer. It is the story of all that is right with the world, and all that is terribly wrong. It is the story of a revelation so terrifying and so sublime, it can only be glimpsed from the corner of his eye. And then the last paperback that I have is Water for Elephants, which is the movie cover, but that's okay. And I'm kind of ashamed I haven't read this book yet, but anyway, it says, as a young man, Jacob Jankowski was tossed by fate onto a rickety train that was home to the Benzie brothers' most spectacular show on earth. It was the early part of the Great Depression, and for Jacob, the circus was both his salvation and living hell. A veterinary student just shy of a degree, he was put in charge of caring for the circus menagerie. It was there that he met Marlena, the beautiful equestrian star married to August, the charismatic but twisted animal trainer. And he met Rosie, an untrainable elfin who was the great gray hope for this third-rate traveling show. The bond that grew among this unlikely trio was ultimately their only hope for survival. And then I have three hardcovers. I have True Blue by David Baldacci. Anyway, he looks like this. He's kind of a nice looking man. This says, Mace Perry was a fireband cop on the DC police force until she was kidnapped and framed for a crime. She lost everything, her badge, her career, her freedom, and spent 2 years in prison. Now she's back on the outside and focused on one mission, to be a cop once more. Her only shot to be a true blue again is to solve a major case on her own and prove she has the right to wear the uniform. But even with her police chief's sister on her side, she has to work in the shadows. A vindictive U.S. attorney is looking for any reason to send Mace back behind bars. Then Roy Kingman enters her life. Roy is a young lawyer who aided the poor until he took a high-paying job at a law firm in Washington. Mace and Roy meet after he discovers the dead body of a female partner at the firm. And as they investigate the death, they start uncovering surprising secrets from both the private and public world of the nation's capital. Soon, what began as a fairly routine homicide takes a terrifying and unexpected turn into something complex, diabolical, and possibly lethal. I kind of like mystery, can you tell? And then I have Intensity by Dean Koontz. These yeah, there's a bookmark in here. Cool. Anyway, Intensity. China Shepherd is a 26-year-old woman whose deeply troubled childhood taught her the hard rules of survival, and whose adult life has been an unrelenting struggle for self-respect and safety. Now, rare trust has blossomed for China into friendship with the woman whose family home she is visiting for the weekend, a farm in the Napa Valley surrounded by vineyards and hills, where China can see from the guest room window where she sits at 1 o'clock in the morning, fully dressed, unable to sleep. Suspicions she learned in her childhood still make her uneasy in familiar houses, even this one, where her closest friend is sound asleep down the hall. And in this case, her most disturbing instincts prove reliable. A man has entered the house, a man who lives for one person, to satisfy all appetites as they arise, to immerse himself in sensation, to live without fear, remorse, or limits, to live with intensity. His name is Edgar Foreman Vess. He likes to make words from the letters of his name. God, demon, save, rage, anger, fear, forever are just a few of them, and he makes sentences of the words. One of his favorites, God fears me, is sometimes the last thing he whispers to his victims. Edgar Vess is a self-proclaimed homicidal adventurer. On this night, his adventure, murdering everyone in the house, becomes China's long nightmare. Trapped in Vess's deadly orbit, China thinks only of getting out alive. When she inadvertently learns the identity of Vess's next victim waiting for him far from the Napa Valley, China is gripped for concern as the other person, who is as innocent as China and as endangered. Driven now by a sense of responsibility for another, by a purpose and meaning beyond her mere self-preservation, China rises to unexpected heights of courage and daring. Her only hope as the threat of Edgar Foreman Vess closes in and grows more horrifying moment by moment. Intensity unfolds over the course of just 24 hours, but within that brief frame, Dean Koontz gives us what is perhaps his most inventive, emotionally intricate, and terrifying suspenseful novel yet. And then the last one I have is another one by Dean Koontz, and this is Dragon Tears. And this says, a startling original masterpiece of suspense from number one New York Times bestselling author. Tuesday was a fine California day, full of sunshine and promise, until Harry Lyon had to shoot someone at lunch. From that first sentence, Dragon Tears explodes across this page with excitement, chilling suspense, emotion, and deeply drawn characters that have earned Dean Koontz's enormous worldwide popularity. Police detective Harry Lyon is a perfectionist who likes his condo immaculate, his suits well-tailored, and his homicide files typed error-free. To Harry's dismay, his partner Connie Gulliver embraces chaos, urging him to get in touch with the rhythm of destruction. But when Harry and Connie have to kill in the line of duty, the ensuing surreal nightmare makes Connie's cynical worldview seem all too accurate. The same afternoon, a hulking street person prophesies that Harry will be dead by dawn, and then self-destructs before his eyes. As twilight falls, Harry glimpses strange creatures in the shadows, and finds his rational world transformed into a place of bizarre surprises and unimaginable dangers. As dawn ticks closer, that scared me. Harry is caught in a whirlwind of terror that threatens to sweep away not only him, but Connie and everyone he loves. The San Diego Union has called Dean Koontz a master storyteller, sometimes humorous, sometimes shocking, but always riveting. Never before has that judgment been truer than the vastly entertaining, enormously satisfying Dragon Tears. So those are all the books I got, and a little synopsis of each. And I'm going to go ahead and put them on this shelf right here, this shelf right here. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!